Welcome, everyone, to today's live stream, episode number 13 of our Avowed Ranger gameplay series. I'm Commander Jorval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So, on admin notes, earlier this week, on Thursday, I think, Avowed released their 1.4 update. They also revealed a roadmap of what we can expect for future updates coming down the line. And this was the spring 2025 update. They're going to have a summer of 2025 update, and that one is, according to them, going to have crafting and cooking improvements, new NPC abilities and behaviors, new active and passive abilities, new unique weapons and armor, and custom map markers, which that last one would be pretty nice to have. And then there's going to be a fall 25 as well. And there's going to be a new game plus added. Now, if you're not familiar with what new game plus is, it's something that was popularized. Well, it got that name fairly recently with Starfield, but it's been around for a long time. It just hasn't had that name. Where you play through the game, you get to the end, the game resets, but you can still keep leveling progress and that sort of stuff, and enemies then rescale as you go through the game again. They're going to add a photo mode, which is something that a lot of games have been adding recently. They say new weapon types. Now, this is intriguing because I'm interested to know what they're going to be expanding on and what those are going to look like. There's going to be options for changing your appearance in world, which is always good. That's something I think every game should release with. People like more customization options. That's just how it is. And giving people more of that in game is always good. There's going to be new character presets, and there's going to be more godlike feature presets. Again, all things cosmetic to add to give people more choice. But this update here, the 1.4 update, had some interesting things in it. And you can read a complete list of them over on their forums, so I'm not going to go through everything. But evidently, there are a bunch of people who play this game who are afraid of spiders. and, and they've now implemented a mode where the spider skin on enemies has been changed so that they're a little less scary, which is the first time I've ever heard of something like that being done in a video game. So I was really interested in it. There's an option, a few more options for map exploration. So entering a city when you go into from the overland map is now going to highlight all the areas, or it's going to reveal all the areas around that city, the fog of war. I'm not entirely sure I like that, but it is something that they've done. There's an increased radius for the fog of war disappearing, which is kind of nice because it got rather tedious crisscrossing back and forth across a map to open everything up to make sure that you'd explored it when that radius was quite a bit smaller than your compass. And then once most of the map's accessible areas have been explored, it's going to completely clear the fog of war. Again, not something that I really like. I like being able to know that there are some areas I haven't explored, but I'm a completionist, so just something I'll kind of work through. The really interesting thing is that you have a customization for your mini map. And now chests, and that includes things like backpacks and things like that, now show up on your mini map, on your compass in the upper right hand corner. Now, I've always liked this. I don't believe that it's I'm much more interested in solving puzzles to try and find hidden chests rather than just completely missing one because one is stuck behind a hidden rock somewhere that I don't see. Um, I've always liked that. They did this, you know, way back in the game or way back in the day with all the Assassin's Creed games. You could open up, you could progress to a certain point where you would find all the hidden chests on a level and you could go find them one by one. I much prefer that type of thing, and they've implemented that in the game. Now, if you don't like it, you can just leave that toggled off and they won't show up on your compass. For me, I have turned that on. And it was kind of amazing how much I have missed in my personal playthrough, especially just walking around in the cities. So we're going to see that here, I'm sure, when we jump into this. But go ahead and make sure that you've got your game updated. There's a lot of changes in this one, a lot of fixes as well that went into it. So make sure you're updated to the latest version. So I think that's it on the admin note. So on our recap, we had done a lot of exploring last week, and we had finished up a bunch of side quests, and we went back to the city to go turn some of those in. We're going to continue with some exploration in the south and east sides of the map today, but we're going to also be able to jump back into the main quest line. So let's go ahead and jump back in here. Hey, Rudy, welcome. Good to see you. See, got the banner gone. Hooray for me. So here we are, back in the city, and we can turn in a few bounties that we've got, but we also have more that we're going to be doing today. And if we look at the Shadowscarp map, you can see that the east side of this map is what we're going to be exploring today. But we're going to be taking a new party member along with us while we do this, and that's going to be Yatzli. And to do that, we're going to have to progress the main storyline a little bit here. So, yeah, I'm saving that point. That's right. So actually I do have, well, I'll do the companion points here in a little bit. But back here in the city, you can instantly see on our mini-map, actually, sorry, in the upper left-hand corner on the compass, we have a chest icon. And it will let you know whether it is above or below you. And in this case, it's here. And like I say, it does work on backpacks. So as we move around in the city here, we are going to see more of those icons, and we'll take a second to go through some of them. So here you learn about Ngunu and what was kind of happening up here. He was looking for poisonous plants. And that's going to advance this quest. And inside the lockbox here, we have Ngunu's Vial of Poison. Okay. Now, this quest is advancing one last drink. Okay, now there are a couple of ways that one last drink can play out. So the way that normally this plays out is by recruiting everybody, then they show up, and something happens to them. Well, you can bypass that a little bit by coming up here first and finding this stash, and you'll kind of see that here in a little bit. Okay, so down below us we have some chests. Okay, some more crafting supplies. Backpack here. And some more crafting supplies. Oh, I missed the jump, but I didn't need to. So we can go walking around here and just check and see. We have some more chests over here. Okay, and that might be pretty close to being it. So especially in the cities, this is an incredibly useful thing to have turned on, because there are just so many hiding places in the cities. So yeah, it looks like that's pretty much it.
Who needs fabric? We still have stuff.
Oh, you're back.
Okay, so we have some new options here. I haven't played it out this way. I didn't find this until after I'd already completed this quest previously. So I think I'm going to hold off on any of the conversations.
Well, don't do it again unless you...
Here.
Don't forget
Now,
your friend
the
Daiko
illicit goods.
and
Now,
his
you can get
completely legal package that you said you'd pick up.
an achievement for trying these illicit goods. So if you haven't done it, then you can go ahead and do that. I'd save before you do this, or you can give the items to Daiko.
Welcome back. How can I help? That's how you tell someone their twin brother? Gods, poor Aiko. I can't believe he's dead. My brother is dead and you're questioning our flawless plan? What is wrong with you? We saw some dream thralls outside of town and realized that they had mushrooms on their faces. We've previously dabbled in such things, so we thought that maybe something good could come of this affliction.
That was your first and second mistake.
And in these trying times, don't we all deserve a bit of reasonably priced happiness? Sure, blame the merchant for following market trends. As a humble merchant, I was a little more reticent to go out and acquire base materials. Aiko was more suited to the rough and tumble aspects than me anyway. Of course, once those materials were acquired, Aiko wrongly decided I hadn't done enough to deserve a share in the profits. Well, when you put it like that. But come on, we're family. We were family. How did my brother die? Oh, well, I shall miss him greatly, but if he was doing something amazing, I suppose that lessens the blow somewhat. What was he doing when he died? Wow, I didn't know he had it in him. I'll miss him, but at least he didn't die a stupid and meaningless death. Thank you for your help, I guess. I've got to go plan funeral rites for Aiko. Please go away. Oh, and take this. It's the least I could do. Oh, hey, Envoy. Be sure to check
Okay, and
out
that's
our
going to
new
get you the
bereavement
Poisoner's
sale.
Kit.
Get
Now, the Poisoner's Kit, your weapons deal plus 5% poison damage, so it's a straight increase in damage in your amulet slot. 5% critical hit chance, or plus 5% bonus poison damage. Now, if we look at our character, actually, it's up here. So our critical hit chance right now is 34%. Okay, so if we gave up 5%, we'd be down at 29%, but we'd be gaining 5% additional damage on every attack that we make. So there's a trade-off there, obviously, to go along with it. I'm going to keep what I
discounts
have on
qualifying items.
right now for the painter's brush, for that extra 5% critical hit chance. And you'll see why that happens here in a little bit. Okay, and I think that's it. Yes. Yes, so all of these bounties we still need to do. So yes, we have the bounties out here. Yeah, still to do. So a few side quests out here to do. We can also start dealing with the one last drink quest as we go through this. But first, let's go over here.
I might be able to help.
Yoo-hoo! Over.
Ah, there you are. It's rather rude of you to keep a lady waiting. I'll forgive you, though. It gave me a chance to dip into my notes about the Circle of Archmagi. One does not simply waltz into an archmage's domain unprepared. Tell me, dearie, how much do you know about Reengrim? Well, with her skill in spellcraft, she certainly could do so if she wanted to. The Circle of Archmagi are the most powerful magical beings in Aora. Whatever the reason, the fact that she's here at all is significant. Aldra's titties, the Circle sent the Archmage of Terror. Oh, she's just brilliant. Well, Nakukubel is the largest of the godless ruins. It's still got its share of secrets. There must be something in there of interest to Reengrim. Probably something powerful. I knew I liked you, darling. I'll be with you every step of the way. Those Steel Garrote bastards stole all my research about the Godless. They'll get to the garden first over their dead bodies. I can show you the way to Reengrim's domain, but we should travel lean. The less of us there are, the less likely she'll take notice. You'll need me to get you in the door, so who's staying behind?
Naturally. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do. Really, though, that would be dangerous. We'll catch up later, Yatzli. Take care of the envoy for me.
Perfect! Oh, this is going to be fun.
Okay, and this is going to bring Yatzli into the party. And we're doing this for a couple of reasons. One, because you have to have her in your party to continue down the main quest line. But secondly, she has Dispel Illusion. Now, we've run into a couple of these in our explorations out and about. We're going to run into a couple of more over here. And you can't dispel the illusions unless she is in your party. It's not like burning stuff where you can throw a Magrin's Fury or something like that. If you want to dispel something, she has to be in your party. I wish that was something that they would change. Very similar to what we ran into during our last playthrough. Once you unlocked a companion ability during the Dragon Age the Veilguard playthrough, once you unlocked a companion ability, you could use it even if they weren't in your party. I wish that was in the game. Unfortunately, it's not, so we're going to bring her along with us. And now I'm going to look at my companion abilities, because she has 6 of them that we want to do. Blast is really nice for her. This is a passive where she adds AoE to her regular attacks. So explosive damage, shattering frozen enemies for bonus damage is nice. Additional stun is really nice. The 5% chance to inflict frozen, ignited, or shocked is okay, but I'm going to go with Essence Explosion. Cooldown, fire accumulation, and increase size of the blast radius. Okay, and then for Kai, I'm going to improve his second wind. And for Marius, his Shadow Step. Okay, and now everybody needs to talk to us here, so it's probably a good idea if we head out here to the campsite anyway, because now we have all 4 party members available to us.
I must have done 100 shifts on those watchtowers. Never saw so much Thirdborn blood under them.
The Dream Scourge is getting worse. First our land, then our animals. Now our people. If we don't put a stop to it, we're looking at the end of the living lands. I keep trying, and the world keeps punishing me for it. As if the Dream Scourge wasn't enough of a problem, the Adherents are profiting off our misfortune. They haven't come to help us. They're here to exploit our weakness. The Steel Garrote are a weapon. Who do you think wields them? It's too bad. We're fighting for our lives, our souls, and our freedom. I don't know if we can win all 3. You really think so? My apologies for acting cynical, but it feels as if nature, politics, and even the very gods are working against us. I don't appreciate being backed into a corner, but here I am. Despite everything that's happened, I'm so grateful to be working with Yatzli. In many ways, Quilici has been like a second father to me. But Yatzli, she's like my dirty aunt who's up to no good. Oh, she's an expert in that field. While I have your attention, I've been thinking. Why is Inquisitor Ludwig suddenly interested in godless ruins? She's a smart one. I'll give her that. We should be ready for anything. Something tells me Ludwig isn't finished with us yet. For you, anything.
I'm just looking to see real quick. I'm going to fast forward through most of these conversations.
Is chaotic by nature. As you saw, indeed. Don't get me wrong. The phantasmal, perhaps it...
There's nothing incredibly game-breaking or anything in here,
Well,
but I want to see if
my
something
future
opens
is in
up.
shambles. Oh, and apart from that, truthfully, I'm a bit. We've seen and done the dream skirt through animancy, but the dream skirt until I. Let's hope we live long enough. Quilici always told me. But how can I slow? I'll find out. I suppose you deserved. My mother wanted to she thought she could. Anything's possible. After my father. After all. My father thought Emerald Stair was. I think, theoretically, her. When she used the I can't rule anything out. But it lives in the. If I'm right. No. But not still, I don't understand
We would
what
be
went
here
wrong.
for a very long time
I
to
was
go through all of our
17.
conversation.
That make after they.
And it's not really
It's just a tool.
what's.
Beside,
I mean, there's a
my
lot
mother
of lore
that's
here
all
and
I
a
care
lot of
to
story
say.
here.
I thought
Don't get me wrong.
of course, and some.
But
No.
but I do want to go through some of these
Now that you so then the next
because
You
I
don't
don't
need
know
anime.
which one
sometimes
activates it.
Anything in. I'm afraid it's good whenever. Go on. That's Ignat. Few. I hope we. He had some idea as far. Some, whether.
Okay, now let me see if
How's
she
the
has
dreams?
more or not. She doesn't.
Yatzli.
Let me go see.
Good evening.
Okay. So she doesn't have it unlocked
Until
yet.
next time.
Talk to Yatzli.
For the camp of an official Adiran envoy, I was expecting a little more. A proper bed, at least. But I suppose this will do for now. As long as you have a bath, of course. Just as things could be worse, they could also be a lot better, envoy. But, as riveting as it is to complain about our accommodations, I imagine you have another topic in mind? I'm the only buyer you'll find here, and I already have the jar. A lesson for next time, darling. It's always worth some haggling. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since I've met another who focused on the godless as I do. And I imagine I'd be more knowledgeable on the subject than anyone else you could find. I've yet to be burned in a single flame trap, and I don't intend to start anytime soon. Fair guess, though. When I got my first grimoire as a child, I was trying out some of the fancy new spells I'd been given. I was attempting a simple illusion spell, but I must have slurred my words. The next thing I know, everything was on fire. I mean, my arm wasn't the only casualty. What is childhood but for silly things? When else can you get away with arson? My father was able to pull me from the flames as my mother doused them. I burned myself badly enough to give myself some vivid dreams, but the house still stood at the end. Of course. Now I only burn those that deserve it, like mosquitoes and university administrators. The only lasting damage was my burn mark and the dreams. Nightmares are still dreams, envoy. Just not ones you'd recommend to others. They're not nearly as enjoyable as my more, provocative dreams. Oh. Well, just be sure to have a quick release knot if you ever make that fantasy reality. Someone should learn from my mistakes. I certainly have no intention to.
That's one use for rigging.
As delightful as you are, we've much to do and less time to do it in. Shall we go?
And there's going to be a few conversations to explore here.
Envoy, might I steal a moment of your time? Well, it's the waiting that makes the payoff so delicious, don't you agree? Look, I lost more research than I'd like to count. But Fiora and its people are safe. That's what matters. Thank you, Envoy. I don't know how you managed it, but whatever you did, you averted disaster. That being said, your ambassador is going to get an earful, and possibly a fistful, next time we're in Paradise. That's what happens when you're the breadbasket of the living lands. Sometimes things get stale. At least we were able to get everyone to safety. Though with everything happening in Thirdborn, safe might be relative. At least I know Temerity will keep an eye on them. I think she knows what'll happen if she doesn't. I know, and she knows. Let's leave it at that. Long enough that I trust her to do her best by everyone. You see, Emerald Stair has Naku Tedek. For a young and aspiring godless scholar, it was a godsend, if you'll forgive the pun. And, as a young-at-heart godless scholar, I've traveled outside the stair to other ruins. That's how I met Temerity. Thirdborn's close to Naku Kubel, and a girl's gotta eat sometime. Yes, why did I choose to settle down with a gorgeous scientist who loves me? What a mystery. I still go out often. I've catalogued many ruins, but there are always more. And coming home to a warm welcome is lovely. You should try it sometime, darling. Oh, part of it is my sparkling personality, of course, but a larger part of it is time. It's hard to hate someone when they drop by your lab with lunch after you've forgotten to eat again. As much as I'd love to, you don't travel with the kitchen. I can't promise anything. My mother always said that the way to a man's heart was through his stomach. Quilici and I got together the old-fashioned way, though. I saw a beautiful man across a smoky tavern. Then I dazzled him with my delightful personality. Then he showed me an abandoned ruin outside of town, and I was hooked. Oh, it's not a fairy tale, darling. We've been happy for the most part. Any rough patches got smoothed over well enough. I only thought about killing him once or twice. He's probably thought the same a bit more. It's hard to believe that things have changed so much recently. Any sense of safety just went poof. It makes you wonder how everything will turn out. Me? Well, I suppose that's an option. I'd need help, of course, but I'd at least ask for it. I'll think on it. Maybe it'd be a nice retirement plan for Quilici and me.
Governor Yatzli. I like the sound of that.
Thank you, Envoy. I feel a little less frazzled. I've got a lot to think on. Talk to you soon? Try not to have too much fun without me. How can I help, darling? Well,
And for these, I'm just going to fast forward through some of these.
How do you think?
That'll...
No, I mean, anyway, well, it started. I thought I learned. No, never actively. That's witches. They do.
Hey, and welcome. Good to see you again. Yeah, everything's alright. We're just kind of fast forwarding through some of the conversations here until I can try and unlock some things with these characters.
Just a look. A beat. And then.
You've been listening to...
And let me tell you. It's, I suppose. You know what? What do you... Of course. What? Out of breath already?
Okay, that was it, and I fast forwarded
Talk
through
to one
it.
of the boys. See if they can help with your stamina, dear. Well, I've taught you all I can. Let's hope you put it to good use.
So just like Kai had a training
I was drifting. Guess I needed
section,
a change of scenery.
so
No, I
do
mean,
all
why
the other
settle in
characters.
Paradise?
Well, where they
Why
will
not
permanently
someplace else?
increase a
It's
skill.
busy enough to get
Either
into
plus
trouble
2 in
and
one
big
skill,
enough
plus
to
2
get
in another,
lost
or
in.
plus 1 in each of them. And that's what
Are
I
you
was doing,
sure
was
it's
trying to
not
get
just
that
because you were
unlocked, and I
constipated?
fast forwarded through it
After
because
you
I wasn't
spend as
paying
much time on
attention.
boats as I have,
But
you cherish
it did give me the
dry
one
land.
that I wanted, which is I got another plus 2 in perception. that ups my critical hit chance again, and you can see Yatzli's training there has been added to it. So that ups my critical hit chance. So now I'm up to a 38% base hit chance. I was at 34 previously.
No.
So
I've
we can
spent enough
still talk to her.
Do you think those Adirans were on? Do you think? I think it's wrong. No. We've been. I mean, I'm very clearly. It's got that. That's what. As you of you. And
this gives you an opportunity to start an interaction with Yatzli as well. So let's see, do we have any more here? We don't.
How did you and Quilici meet?
So we've already got
For some
training
reason
from
you won't
Kai
tell me the story.
and now
it
from
scandalous?
Yatzli.
Did you seduce him
The
away
two
from a noble
hardest
heiress
ones
and now
are
you're both in
Marius
no.
and
It's a tale
Giada.
as old as time, my dear.
Thirdborn. If it weren't for the Leviathan skeleton in the middle of town, I'd hardly recognize the place. Well, that's what I'm trying to nail down. You ever come back to a place and feel like the buildings are smaller and the colors are duller? Something to be said for that. Thirdborn was always this rugged oasis. Dangerous and out of the way, but bursting with vitality. It was a harbor for larger-than-life types. People like Capo, the Leviathan Slayer, and Tama. Glory seekers, trophy hunters, warriors trying to leave their battles behind. People who built around their stories and their scars. Me too. Being back. It felt like we were watching Thirdborn die a slow death. Yeah, but I thought age was supposed to bring wisdom. Something to balance out the back pains and creaky knees. I think what's eating at me is that Thirdborn seems rudderless. The Dream Scourge is one threat. Conflict with Adir is another. The Living Lands is changing, and Thirdborn feels like a barnacle on a moving ship. Temerity's leading them as best she can, but towards what? What are we doing out here besides surviving? Or it'll go the way of the godless and their ruins. Not sure which idea makes me more uneasy. What about you? You were sent by your emperor to investigate the Dream Scourge. Since then, you've died, met a secret god, and gotten swept up in tensions between your empire and our scattered settlements. You brought Egwolf to Adiran justice, but then you thwarted the Steel Garot's attack on Fjord. Do you know what you're sailing towards, or are you drifting with the tides? That kind of clarity is rare. Your Emperor's lucky to have you. Thanks for talking. I hope Thirdborn is able to find its way somehow. Night.
Okay, and the last would be Marius.
Listening to Yatzli's thoughts about godless ruins is one thing. Bringing her along for the rest of the trip is something else. Well, don't you think it's a little convenient? You need to go somewhere no one ever goes, and here she is to show you the way? If she's read anything about the garden, it was written centuries ago. Obviously, things have changed since then. Bothered? Pedraku. It's my job to guide you as safely as possible. What you're doing isn't safe. I'll go along with whatever you decide. Just don't be disappointed when she doesn't show you what you wanted to see. Anyway.
You're not going to be able to unlock Marius's for a bit.
I suppose if you're on a wild goose chase, there are worse places to do it. At least I know how to deal with those sorts of things. Rope, lantern, extra water skins. Yatzli's got you going in all sorts of abandoned ruins. Who knows what's down there? More questions, most likely. And spiders. How come the answers are never in a little oasis with shade and drink service? I just want to make sure we've covered all the options before we dive headfirst into another deadly ruin. Right. Just keep it in mind, I guess. Anyway. Until next time.
Okay, so I don't think we have anything that we need. We've upgraded Karok's Pride, and the Gambeson of the Grand Empire is upgraded as well. And we don't have anything, or don't have enough Blackwood branches or Cave Coral to upgrade either of those. We can start upgrading these, and we'll start with one last trick. And we can upgrade one last trick to superb quality because we have 5 corrupted Adra, and that's a big bonus in stun. We're going to go from 196 to 280, which is very, very useful for us. We need one more petrified wood branch, and we can't make any. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to exit here. And we're going to take Kai and Yatzli with us. Kai and Yatzli need to both be with you during the main quest line. Doesn't really matter who's with you right now, but having both of them in it is incredibly useful. So just keep that in mind, and we might as well just start having them both along right now.
Seeds of change, their petals sprout across the barren land. They sing to the unwanted ones, and the unwanted ones sprout in turn. The soil remembers what it once was. It will soon be whole, safe. The soil does not want these cities. It yearns for silence, for the kestrel song. But first, the sprouted ones will grow. They will bring the stillness and the bird song. The dam falls. The river returns to its source. It is how the land was and should always be. We want all of them gone. We wish for life to flourish again. Pilchards growing on bushes. Life that should not be here. Death nourishes the soil. All things come from the rot. The spider devours her mate to lay her eggs. We ponder, dream of shifting sands now. We will speak again.
Some more choices about how we want Sapadal to grow and react to all of this a little bit later. So I don't know if I can get up here. I don't think so. Let's head around here. It's not there. It's up here. Soap rocks. Okay, so it's not here. thought it was here. I guess it's not. It must be farther around the corner here. It's not all the way around here. I know it's not. I always miss this. Need to step back from it a little ways and see if I can. Thought it was there, but it's not. It's here. Always miss this. Okay, because there's a quest in here. Actually, we don't want to do this. Actually, you know, let's do it. I didn't play it out this way in my personal playthrough. So let's tell Ruanga here what we found. Remember, we ran into Ruanga previously, and she was angry with us. Wait for our vision to correct.
Careful, Envoy, or I'll start to think you like me. I knew it! That's just his style. He's too much of a coward to come after me directly. Well, there's no fucking way I'm sharing a drink with him now. You mean poison him instead? Yeah. Yeah, I see how that could work. He doses our drinks, you switch the cups, bam! But how do I know I can trust you? My gut tells me you'll say whatever you need to get what you want. And in the end, you'll do whatever you feel like anyway. So no, I can't trust you. This was a clever idea, but it's not gonna happen. So long, Envoy. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so now we're going to head up here into the Deadfall Highlands and work our way around. So let's head back down here. And we'll head around to the north. And we'll kind of work our way into this area up here. Okay, we're going to unlock a new camp here. And the rest of this, I think we've already unlocked. There's a chest above us. Somehow I doubt it. Yeah, now it's below us. This is something I've found out about the chests, is that the icons on them are a little bit strange. I'll just leave it at that. They tend to not give an accurate description of whether something is above you or below you on the map. I don't know why it's just the chests that are like that.
Aye, aye.
And this is what I mean by having Yatzli along.
Child's play.
So that gave me... Or did that complete? Was that Seafarer's boots that we picked up? No. Exceptional male hauberk and some Stelgar leather. That was it. Okay, for some reason it flashed up the treasure chest quest there. Okay, here we have the Wavebinder boots. Okay, so the second of the Wavebinder set, plus 15 maximum essence and experience smaller hit reactions. So when you get hit, you flinch less. Again, interesting for us. Not something that we're going to replace our maximum health and max dodge distance and movement speed with, but could be useful for the type of class that we're playing. Okay, that's gonna, the doctor's notes, a quest item that's gonna be useful a little bit later. Okay, so I think we're going to work our way back around this way. I don't think there's a way to get up there from this side. And I know we're going to get into a fight down here.
I'm not used to quiet.
Another one down.
Hit registration. Definitely get rid of the priest first. The shaman next. Hit reg.
That looks easy when you do it.
It's like a truck. It's like a truck, the arquebus does. Okay, so let's go clean up these bodies here and we'll start. Got a living iron chunk out of that. Starting to get superb quality crafting materials as well. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna head in through here. Let's just go make sure that we've searched everything out here first. There might be one more encounter up here. Yep. Definitely take the priest first.
Another glorious battle.
Another chest here. I know where that one is up there. I don't think I can get to it from down here. I think I have to be back up here. Yeah, it's right there. Drop a quick save for this. Nope. So you do have to jump. I thought I could just run off of it. Okay. And I'm pretty sure I know what that's about. It should be one of 3 that I have to activate. Here's the second one. And the third one is somewhere where you have to shoot across something, I believe. I'm trying to remember. It might be there. No, I don't think it's there. I don't think it's over there. There it is. I knew it was somewhere you had to shoot across something. Ooh, that was bad. Clipped inside the wall. And here you're going to get Stormsworn. Now this bow is actually really, really good. It's one of the best bows in the game. We're going to keep it on us. It's superb quality, and it shoots pretty fast, and it has a high crit hit chance when you have it equipped. It does a lot less damage, but you can fire it silently. So killing an enemy deals moderate stun and shock accumulation to nearby enemies, and it's actually a big effect when you kill somebody with it. And then hits deal plus 10% bonus shock damage. The upgrades to this are really nice as well. So we're going to keep this on us, or I mean the enchantments on this are really nice. We're going to keep it on us in case we want to get into a fight where we want to start it out silently, like trying to pick off some enemies around the outside of an encounter first. You can do that with Stormsworn. It's a really, really good bow. I think that's it. Yes, that's it. Okay, so let's head into the Leviathan here. And we'll start clearing out the inside of this. And let's get a couple of her abilities. Oh yeah, we haven't unlocked the other one yet. That's why. Okay, now I'm going to put on the Statuette of Lament here to increase my underwater breathing. Because there's a bit of exploration to do underwater here. And having the Statuette of Lament makes this really easy to do. And I think that's it. Oh, there might be one more over here. Nope. So now I'll change out of this. Change back to the painter's brush for that crit hit chance.
I'm not used to quiet.
And now here I'm going to take Basted Beast, Frog, Ivory Spinner, and the Black Broth. Hit Reg.
Didn't stand a chance.
Okay, so that worked. Oh, jeez. Couldn't even break a box that close. And here's Kiri's badge, one of the 4 that we're looking for. Need to get over there. This is something new in the game. Critters can be killed to drop loot. This was just brought in the update. So now chickens and all sorts of stuff like that can be killed for loot. It's mostly food and that sort of stuff from the little testing that I've done with it so far. But it's still loot. Now we're going to change back to Statuette of Lament. And here we get another unique chest. And this is going to have Zarat Paws in it. And this is plus 15% stun. This is massive. Unarmed hits deal plus 10% bonus fire damage. Unarmed combat up until you find these has been thoroughly underwhelming. This actually starts to get you to a point where it's viable in the game. I think it probably still needs a balance pass to buff it, to be honest. But the plus 15% stun and dealing 10% bonus fire damage is huge for your unarmed builds. Not something that we're going to be focused on, but... Did I miss... I did miss a chest here. And a good one, too. And this one I think I can get by heading back up over here. Maybe I can't. Can I jump up there from here? Yes, I can. Okay. And now this... Yeah, this doesn't open here. It looks like it does, but it doesn't.
You take lead.
For instance, this one right here. So being able to kill somebody silently like that and not alert the rest can be useful in certain situations.
A can. Here. What would you...
And it's not like it doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It does. It just doesn't do nearly as much as what we're used to
Even before the attack.
with our build. But it is, bow combat is, how shall I put it? It's interesting. The thing that I don't like about it is that over medium ranges, it's fine, but you can see how it starts to drop off. So where I'm hitting versus where I'm aiming. And that can be the difference between landing a headshot and killing an enemy and not. And that's what I don't really like about it. Is I like to hit what I'm aiming at. I spend a lot of time with my power attacks lining up my my headshots, and I like those to land if I've taken the time to line them up. But we can stick with it for a bit. Like I say, it is an interesting set of combat, and being able to pick things off one by one can certainly be useful. When enemies' backs are turned. But like this, like if I aim here, that's not going to get a headshot. I'm going to have to aim above him to get it.
It looks easy when you do it.
Oh. Flipped into somebody there.
Don't relax just yet.
I need to kill the caller.
Need a minute.
Okay, that will get rid of them. Ouch. And that's what happens when you build up stun with somebody, is you fire a group of 4 arrows. Yeah, and since they added the chest to the minimap, some other things have started going wrong with it up there. You'll notice that when you kill people, sometimes it will show their dead bodies as live enemies. So yeah, there is some interesting stuff going on with it. But I'm going to swap this back to one last trick. But keep it in mind, like I say, it is one of the best, if not the best bow in the game. So keep that in mind. That you probably want to keep it on you. this is the way back to the start, I believe. Yes. So I don't need to go back there. And all of that's above us. Okay, so for this fight up here, again, I'm not really too stressed about it. Let me see if I can get up here. I think I can. Let's drop a save here in case we get any soap rocks. Like this. I can't remember if there's anything around here. I don't think there is. Yeah, okay. So this is where we came in.
Keep quiet. So, I let you have that one. That's all right.
Definitely want the priest.
Right flank.
Oh, almost knocked me off.
Aim where?
One thing you always have to watch out for on this fight in particular is that you'll get shield bashed. And I have gotten completely knocked off of this thing before. And that turns really bad. Thankfully we had a quick save if somewhere close in case they would have succeeded in doing it.
At least you took care of those bastards. Glad I got to see some vengeance served. Don't know why you're here, stranger, but I'm grateful you are. Wait, Naoki sent you? Of course he did. He would be the one to make it out. Well, you can tell him we're all dead. Soon enough it'll be true. We arrived at the cave last night, made camp, and it all went downhill from there. Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki, trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
That's not much of a squad. Thirdborn used to have proper scouts with real training.
Someone had to do it. The guards are stretched thin, and with all of the dream thralls, there aren't many willing to go looking for trouble. Look, after what happened in Fior, We had to make sure it didn't happen here. The Zorubs were our first official mission. Like I said, someone had to do it. Private Nauki was on watch, but I guess he fell asleep because the scaly bastards ambushed us. It was a massacre. Most died then. The rest ran off in all different directions, screaming. Nauki must have gotten away in the chaos. The gods have a cruel sense of humor to save just him. Private Nauki is a fool and a coward. Since we left Thirdborn, he's been running his mouth. We got to hear how many Zorubs he's going to kill and who he thinks is afflicted. The town's been talking about nothing but Fior and the Dream Scourge. I think it got to him.
It crawls into our mind as it crawls into theirs.
It's probably why he was the first one out, because it was all suddenly real. Even if the captain had been acting weird lately, there were 1,000 better reasons for it. No, Captain Ruiki was fine. We were all fine, no matter what Private Nauki thinks. If you don't believe me, check her journal. That should be enough to please you. If anything, it might finally convince that idiot Nauki. Here, take my badge. Take everyone's. Our families deserve to know we fought and died for them. I don't have long. Let me stay and enjoy the silence before Barath takes me.
Okay, and that's going to get you the next badge. Now, I think I missed Manu's bag here, or Manu's badge. Yeah, I did. Normally you get it before you come up here. So let's go find out where it is.
I used to fish and drink with these people
Okay,
before
so maybe it's up there.
I left. They weren't soldiers.
Sounds like they wanted to be.
I didn't realize how
I think
bad
it is.
things had gotten here while I was away.
The Dream Scourge seems to have set all of Thirdborn on edge. I guess I can't blame them wanting to do something.
Let's get that other quest off the map here. Because this is the first contact with the enemy
Do
quest.
something.
I think it's down below us. I'm pretty sure this is the last badge you're supposed to get. Might be down here. Yeah, it's down here.
This looks like it could fit in that
And
artifact
here's
we found.
Manu's badge.
At
So we
least it's
picked
a
up the
beautiful
topaz
place to
eye, the next thing for the totem, and we picked this up. Does this come? Oh, yeah, that's right. It comes up into here. I was here, and then I jumped back down and didn't go back down. I jumped back down here and didn't follow the stairs around. That's why. So let's get out of here. We can walk it just as fast. I'm also looking for something else. Okay. So we'll run back over here to where Private Naoki is.
Unseen, unheard.
Looks easy when you do it. On the left!
Somebody behind me, it looks like. Get wrecked. Alright.
Another glorious battle.
A lot of spiders here that would be turned into floating round orbs, according to the new patch notes for those people who are afraid of spiders. It's the weirdest patch note I've ever seen. I've never heard of anything like that happening. I mean, it's fine. It's just I've never, in all of my years, in 40 years of playing video games, I've never once heard of a patch note like that. This one's the bottom underside of the bridge. That's right. Okay, now there are a few ways that this can play out.
Hello again. Have you found anything? Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened? Wow. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I hope for the best, of course, but... Look, I don't know what you think you know, or what he told you, but I know what I saw. The captain had been acting weird for days. She was giving orders to people who weren't there, yelling at us over nothing. Not just the captain either. Manu was jumpier than usual. Kiri seemed compelled to echo our words back to us. Even Sergeant Asui began muttering to himself. It was more than just stress. I'm not some idiot who can't tell the difference. Everyone was sick. And it was only a matter of time before it was brought home the third born. If you saw them, you'd agree with me. Someone had to leave and let the others know what happened. Look, you either believe me or you don't. Just give me their badges and I'll let their families know.
Okay, so here are the two options here. This one's going to end in violence, and when it does, then you go back to Temerity in town and let her know that you killed the deserter. This doesn't earn you as much gold or XP as doing it the way I'm going to do it.
Thank you! I'm glad you finally seen reason. And thank you for the badges. Hopefully they'll bring some comfort to their families. Oh! And thank you for believing me. I know how tough it must have been.
So that's going to get you about 1,000 more XP than if you do it the other way. And you're going to get 900 skate out of it as well. So now with my ability points here. I've got 2 and level 18 isn't available yet because I'm at level 16. Or that was level 17. That's right. Yeah, so I need to wait 1 more so that I can upgrade these, because these don't open until level 18 for me. I think because I normally have 1 point available at this time, and that's because I didn't upgrade Tanglefoot to the full one. So now when I have got 17, I've got a point for this and a point for this when I level up to 18, and then a point for each one when I level up to 20, and then I'll start moving into Staggering Shot down here. Once I'm above 20. Okay, so that clears out the Deadfall Highlands. Now we're going to move up here to our bounty target. I'm going to take my buffs here.
Quiet as the depths.
I know Daleks can be pests.
Ooh, get wrecked. Because there are a bunch of enemies here. They're fighting each other, so you could let this go. I love the animations on her spells. I mean, they hit hard too, don't get me wrong, but I just love the animations on them. Big balls of flame dropping out of the sky on somebody's head. Oh, yeah, this is from this side. I don't know if I can get up here. I can. And that one's from, it's up there, a little bit farther along. We're gonna go deal with our bounty target here while we still have the buffs running. So there's Moipiki here. Like that. The critical hit animation will interrupt the reload. It basically gives you a free shot. So make sure when you use it that when you see the HUD change to indicate that you have a critical hit attack coming, don't finish your reload. Go ahead and get the shot off because you don't need to reload to execute it. I didn't think this was below me. I thought it was... Oh, it's right here. I don't think that'll get me. Alright, so we'll keep working our way back up into this corner. We're not going to go 100% through all of this. But this should look somewhat familiar. Definitely want to unlock the fast travel point, and we're not going to go any further through this area here. That's part of the main storyline. We're going to come back for that. However, this should look fairly familiar because we've seen all of these before.
Sorry, Adherent. Path's closed. Too many dream throws around. Can't come through here, friend. Temerty's closed it off for fear of the plague.
So just like most of the other gates, you're not going to be allowed to get through them until you progressed to a certain point.
Who's ready for more?
And now we're going to get into Shark's Teeth. And there's a lot of exploration to do in here. The grog is always useful. Okay, so somebody came out here to end it all. They were successful in doing so. Okay, we're going to start working our way over here to the continuation of One Last Drink. Come on up here. Okay. This area here, there's a lot of verticality to the Shark's Teeth. And that's why the update to add the chests to your mini-map is going to be so helpful in areas like this. So pay attention to it as we're going. So that
I
we
used
can
to patrol out here. Swore I'd never come back. Tama lost his badge near here.
Another unique chest here. And this has the Necropants, one of the more interesting named ones in the game. But this can summon a Spectre to fight with you and plus 30% resistance to poison accumulation. They're actually interesting if you're going for that kind of additional things in a fight type of build. Because with this, an amulet and a set of gloves, you can summon up to 3 different groups of things to fight with you. And the Necropants is the last one. This will summon a Spectre, which is actually a pretty powerful ally to have with you. It's not necessarily a build that we're going to be focused on. And we're definitely going to do the high ground here, and we're going to get rid of that. That's going to be a bit too far, I think, for me to deal with him. Yep. Where's this one out here? Oh, they were fighting inside the corpse, basically. I was like, where is it? I don't see it. He's fighting back there, but I'm not going to be able to hit it. Actually, what I can do is that. There we go. Come back here. I don't want you fighting all the way out there in the middle of no man's land.
We'll get them next time, dear.
Definitely don't want the priest to get away. Okay, so we do have a door here, and this door needs the ornate Pargrun key. And we'll be picking that up, but first let's do... searching here. I think I know where that one is.
You figure this is the homestead Nagunu told us about?
Okay, some more crafting supplies. And... I don't think I can get up here. I can't.
Used to quiet.
Holy gods! Someone actually came! Please, you have to help my friends! They're gods! They're monsters! They were good people, and I can't, I'm not... Their souls can't rest like this, and I'm not strong enough to put them down myself. Please, they didn't deserve... They were... My gods. How did this happen? Thank you. You're a good person. You'll be better than me. Find me when it's over.
These poor people.
Okay, so there's going to be a rather large encounter down here. It's going to be split up into multiple parts, though.
You tear it apart!
Because some of this I won't be able to get close enough to do any real damage. I thought I could jump up here. Guess I can't. Well, I'm gonna go take the high ground here. Oh, I thought that was close enough.
One for you!
Alright.
That's one
So
for
we'll
us.
search down here first. Lots of dead bodies here. Don't think there's anything in this one. Yeah, there's not. This one, I believe you get to from up top. Careful around that corner, you can get a soap rock there sometimes and fall off. And in here, you're going to get Cypher's Bestowed Focus. Now, this is actually a pretty good ring if you're going for that two-handed DPS build. The 5% damage reduction while your health is below 30%. You can actually get your damage reduction down to, I think, 40... I think it's 42% or something like that, if you're going for the damage reduction build. Now, that build seriously lacks as much DPS because you're almost entirely focused on damage reduction, but you don't lose 42% of your DPS, so if you're making up for it by tanking 42% more damage, then it tends to work out in the end. And that build, you can go find it online. In here? Somewhere? Oh, yeah, I know where that is. It's here. And yeah, I can't get back up from here.
I couldn't do anything. I'm gods. I'm useless. But you helped them. They can rest now. How did you find us? What are you doing out here? You were looking for us? We left the city to escape the Dream Scourge, but it followed us. And now they're gone. Who are you? What do you want with me?
Okay, now Koa is one of the people that we're trying to recruit.
Shouldn't be alone. Wait. Old Nagunu? But I thought he wanted us dead. I don't understand. Are the others... Are they alive? No, it's just Nagunu. We parted on bad terms. Our last deal, it went wrong. He thought Ruanga and I did it. He said if he ever saw us again, we were dead. Why should I? Remergon's frosty balls, you're a piece of work. But you're not wrong. Maybe it's time to stop. Stop running. Stop hiding. Turn and face things. Face Nagunu. All right. I'll go. I'll go to Thirdborn. As soon as I can find the courage.
You've got people looking out for you. Take courage in that.
Thank you all. I'll try.
And remember, we know that, or we
You've
think
got
that the
friends
captain wants to kill them. So when we get back there, we'll take that into account. Okay. Alright, so the main quest is here. We're not going to go that way. We're going to start looking into this area here. Yeah, because we're not going into Naku Kubel yet until we get through Ringrins. Okay, there's a camp here. We're not as much interested in it. We're just going to do some exploring around this a little bit. Because you can see on our map, that we have another idol fragment here.
This looks like it could fit in that artifact we found.
Okay, so when you're learning about Pargrun and trinkets,
Actually, let's try it out.
and I definitely want to take the ladder back down here.
It looks easy when you do it. On your right, dear.
Okay. Here, I think we can jump over there and not go. If we fall down there, we've got a problem. I'm going to save. And here's the Pargrun cache. So now we'll get to go through some puzzles here, which I always like doing. And we'll start up here. Okay, so we have an elevator here. Take us up and down. The elevator call button is missing. Okay, and as far as getting down here, there are a few different ways you can do this. We're gonna drop a quick save because soap rocks are a thing. And because we want to do some fighting from up here. Not long enough.
Nice shot.
the other thing that fighting from down here is going to do is it doesn't alert all of them. It only alerts the one that you're attacking. And the loot that they may drop comes up here with you. See? Oh, this is the first time I've seen them alert somebody else down there. That normally doesn't happen. Oh, this is because I'm getting ricochets. That's why. I was like, yeah, this normally doesn't happen. And Yatzli decided to go all the way down there. That's fun. Okay, now here I'm going to fall down onto these ports here.
Right behind you.
Okay, and I don't know if I can make that or not. I can. Okay, and there's some information about the controls here. Foreman on duty will operate this winch. Unauthorized use will not be tolerated. And that winch is here.
Oh, did you hear that? I think it was beneath us.
It was. And this doesn't open. I'm trying to remember when. I think this opens at the end. Trying to remember. I think this opens up at the end. Let's go down below us and we'll clear out the rest of the enemies down here. And this is the storeroom. So seek out the foreman on duty. Their office is on the 3rd floor. So this is what that winch opened up, is this unique chest. And this has Skald's Brigandine in it. Skald's Brigandine is heavy armor and regenerate health if your companions are down and plus 20% stamina regeneration rate. The stamina regeneration rate is the part of this that's good. The regenerate health if your companions are down, you can actually abuse the living crap out of this. You can let your companions intentionally go down in a fight and stay in hiding while it happens and get this buff if you want. So you can, like I say, abuse this quite a bit. It's a decent amount of health regeneration. I wouldn't say that it's game breaking or anything like that, but it is useful. And then this lever here is going to get us an opening to the outside, and we're going to get into a fight out here. get around the corner.
We make a good squad.
Okay, now we're not done in here. Because I need to remember how to get into that. It might have opened up now because we went into the storeroom. Or is there a switch? I honestly can't remember. It's been too long since I played this. There might actually be just a switch next to it up there on the wall. I need to get back up with. It's over here. Oh, yeah, it's this. My fault. So the storeroom key needs to be kept available for anyone who needs it. Remember, 1 mountain, 2 valleys, and another mountain. Okay, and that's the key.
1 mountain, 2 valleys, 1 mountain.
To
It'd be nice
this.
if they just told us the answer. Oh, well done, dearie. I knew
1
you were smarter
mountain
than you looked.
facing up, 2 valleys facing down, 1 mountain facing up. That opens this gate over here. And then don't forget the switch here. And there's your ornate Pargrun key, which we need for that door down there. This also gets us Scald's gauntlets. So for your two-handed builds, this again is one of the best armor items that you can have. You've probably been using Magrun's Force up until this point. But the Scald's Gauntlets, the plus 5% power attack damage, and the 15% attack damage with your two-handed weapons is just too good to pass up. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get back up. I need to go down. Trigger the elevator. Actually, I don't have to do that. I can go out this way. So now I always have trouble remembering where the ornate door is, and it might be over here. So we'll kind of make my way north around here, back the way that we came. I am going to have to deal with this down here. Okay, and this is Captain Tago, and you can see he's superb level 3. So we definitely want to make sure we're buffed up for this. So Basted Beast, Frog, Every Spinner, And the black broth. Definitely want to lock him in place. Oh, the priest. Forgot about the skeleton priest there. Nope, hit Reg.
Come and get me!
Oh, that was beautiful. Double-fisted crits there. That was nice. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, so we'll do some cleanup. That's one of our bounty targets, and now you can see that we have another hidden one here. Basically just follow the cords. One's there, the other two are up and around here. Yeah, that one's up there. Just picking up a few things here. These are all underneath the bottom, yep. We're just finding all the uniques today. The Sigil of the Arcane. So for your casters, really, really good. Plus 20% cast speed and minus 20% ability essence cost. If you're not using this, I don't know what your build is. It's just, like I say, it's one of those things that with a caster, it's just a no-brainer to utilize. I'm gonna make my way back north because I want to go back to the door. I have to find it. I can't remember if it's here. Wait a minute. Okay.
What happened to traps and hired goons?
I hadn't had a chance.
Yeah, I don't think it's here. I think it's around back south over here.
It's magnificent. Come on, let's go introduce ourselves to an archmage.
It's not here. Because I haven't been here. It's got to be down here. There it is. Can never remember where this thing is. Okay, and rather underwhelming for what you have to go through to get it. I don't think there's anything else in here. I've looked through this room a few times. But yeah, nothing that I'm aware of that's also in here. So, is what it is. So, we've now completed the Pargrun cache. So, we can go here to Togo's tower. Now, this is... How many of these do we have? So, we still need 2 more. Right. And we've killed Togo. We've killed Moipiki. We need to kill these 2 and the chieftain. And they're down south, right? Yeah. Okay. So let's go do the tower. Now this one, I can't remember how this plays out actually. There's a specific way to avoid combat here, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do it. Okay, so just a little more, and I'm not ignoring that quest marker. There's some more exploration that I want to...
You've outgrown that weapon.
Yatzli, remind me not to make you mad.
Okay, so yeah, before we go in here, let's go talk to the quest giver here, because this is the way out.
Over there. Someone's hurt.
Right here. This door's barred.
Envoy, thank the gods you came through.
An inch higher and he'd have bled out. He's lucky we came when we did.
Some sneaky bastard put a dart trap in front of that door. Have you got any healing skills? A potion? Oh, I'm begging you. Gods. Oh, that's a relief. Now I can get back to Eagle's Reach. Damn Thirdborn. Damn everything. They sent a whole unit of us to scout the tower's perimeter. The others are gone, though. Trap's got them.
It's a wonder that an Adiran scout is all the way out here.
Captain Weemgar wanted us to see what kind of shape the tower was in. Thought we could use it. Whoever did it is probably out there planning their next move. You've got to finish this. Root them out. Thanks. I will.
Okay, now this is the Don't Look Down quest. Okay, and I'm gonna have to try and remember how this goes. Like I say, the first part of it is pretty easy, but I think I'm required to have done that secret quest where we had to clear out the dream thralls and then put the flowers on the shrine. I think you have to do that before you get here, or I think Yatzli can convince them while you're going through it. We'll kind of see how it goes. Because honestly, it's been a while since I played this. But if you don't have either one of those two things, then you're going to get into a fight. And there's no way to avoid it. So there's a bunch of traps up here. And some of these traps are really weird in that you can disarm them and they still go off. Okay, so they wanted to investigate the tower here and find out what's going on. Just be very careful walking around here, because there are traps everywhere. I think this one's already been triggered. Yeah, because the chest is open.
Enemies is bait. I remember when Rauatayan soldiers had standards.
And this is the other way down, I believe. So I'm staying down low to the ground to be able to spot the traps easier. Okay, and this is our way up to the tower. Here. But I believe, yep, there's another way here. And this one, I think you have to come down from one of these two. I don't think you can jump up here. Oh, you can. Okay, this will get you in here. There's another way to get in here. In this case, it can be a way out for us.
That was too easy. Careful. There's bound to be something waiting for us.
And this will continue our way up, but we can also head back down, which is what we're going to do. And you see our quest markers leading us all the way up. And you can see this is a place where people have been living and hanging out, but also because of that list of ingredients, so to speak, they've been up here crafting explosives and traps for some purpose. And the Adirans were sent to find out what that purpose was. I believe I've cleared... Nope, I haven't. Those are particularly deadly. Battering rams. That will break tripwires as well. this. That chest, I think, is up there. Okay, so here's where we were a second ago. There's another tripwire up here. And this allows you to get into that center room where we were. Okay, so I think we've now explored all of the outer area here. Now we can continue on upward through here. Now, there's a tripwire here, which I think you can just jump and pull yourself up, and then you can disarm it. Nope.
God, this looks clear. Here's hoping they finally ran out of supplies.
I should have...
Glad we didn't take our chances with that.
Used a bomb to disarm it. So keep that in mind for your playthroughs. Watch out for the pressure plates. Now I think there's a chest here. Okay, so we'll keep making our way up now. I can't remember if I can parkour that or not. It doesn't matter because I can't get back up there. So let's look out for traps here. This is the way down there. There's a chest here. Okay. And... I didn't disarm that, obviously. Oh, I think that is... this, because I can disable all the traps. And that would disable that right there. And you know, I never tried to make it up here and disarm all the traps like that without tripping or triggering any of them or disarming them down there. That might be an interesting thing to know if there's an achievement for that or not. To make it all the way up without disarming anything except for hitting that lever. That would be just like something that they would, the developers would do for an achievement. Okay, and this is where we were. Oh, it's up here.
Well, we may still
So I'm going to drop a save here. And before I go up there,
lose this place.
I'm going to take a charming libation.
This place, but they'll be hard pressed to take it from us without losing another dozen.
That's all we can ask for. If we hold them off long enough for temerity to see... Look alive, Hayako. The wind's blown us more Adiran company.
Stop! Take one more step and mark my words, I'll cut you down.
Katoa and Hayako. Careful, Envoy. They were some of the Ranganui's best.
Kai? Gods, what are you doing up here? And with an Adiran, what's going on? Ha! I trust an Adiran's word as far as I can throw it. Even if you mean well, your friends will be marching on us soon. We've been watching your outpost. We know you want this tower to control passage to Fjord. Adir showed their hand the day they tried to raise Fjord. It's every town for itself now.
You two are chumming the waters you're swimming in. You'll bring trouble to everyone in Thirdborn.
Katoa, enough. Let's kill her and be done with it. That should send a message all the way to Paradise.
The Envoy's right.
You think it hasn't already fallen? Your troops are moving on us as we speak.
We've seen your patrols. We've been watching your outpost gather supplies.
Look at what your Garrote did to Fjord. If Adir won't budge, neither will we.
We'll give you one last chance. Leave or die. We'll only warn you once.
Okay, so I don't have enough for resolve.
Parley with Adir? Not anymore.
Wherever your flags fly, bad luck follows. Nothing good comes from your people.
Okay, so these are all the things, yeah. So here are the things that you had to have done. Now, if Yatzli's with you, she can convince them. Kai won't be able to do it. Stopping the raising of Fjord, if you've done that. Clearing out the fire blights at Skade Clef, that's the other thing we did. or save Drutaska's mine. Either one of those three will help pass this.
Please. A mine Adir wanted to destroy in the first place.
Still, you went against your own. That says something. The Adiran homestead, you mean? But still, I don't know, Hayako. This Adiran's practically on our side.
Kutabao.
Well?
I don't like any of this, but... fine. One chance. Do I make myself clear?
We'll clear out of this tower, but one whiff of Adiran stink, and we'll be back. And don't think this means we trust you.
Huh. Impressive. Those took the two of us a long time to set up.
You're a strange one, Envoy. Maybe parting here is for the best. Good luck.
Now, that doesn't get you any rewards other than the XP. You can fight them, and they have a whole bunch of exceptional gear on them, if you want. But it's not the way I wanted to go, and you have to have two of those three things done to convince them to leave the tower without violence. Either way, you are going to get the unique chest here that has the Thirdborn Brigandine Jack in it. And this is, again, heavy armor, slowly regenerate health while wet, which is... it's something. And +3 resolve. I don't even know why this is on there. It's... I've actually tried to use it to see if I could get... just as a way to get my health back. Maybe in between encounters or something like that, but it's still useless.
Convinced by an Adiran. What's this world coming to?
Now here is your fast route down. I'm going to save just in case I miss.
To get back to Eagle's Reach.
Okay, so that's finished that. Oh, that I forgot about. That's over on the other side. Let's go down and around there. Come on, get around the corner.
Next one's mine. Just like the good old days.
Okay, now there is something else here that we want to be looking at. search these real quick. And around the corner here. And in here we have the Sand Shroud and Tama's badge.
That's Tama's badge. You found it. It really was out here all this time. Right where we left it. It sure is. Reminds me of old times. Long marches under the desert sun. Scouting runs through sandstorms so thick we had to tie our tunics over our mouths. It was sunburn on your top half and chafing on your bottom half, but yeah, those were good days. And Tama, he'd wake us up before dawn with the most off-key singing you've ever heard and a pot of burnt merc brew. He kept us marching until we had sand in every orifice you can think of, and a few you didn't know you had. Just when it felt like we were gonna collapse, he'd call it and we'd make camp. And somehow, we'd all find the energy for a few rounds of cards or songs or stories. He did. Coming back here was a mistake. I don't know what we're doing here. Because I'm a glutton for punishment? Here's the truth. I led a patrol. We were ambushed. Tama came to our rescue. And he suffered a fatal wound in the process. He was the color of an eel's belly. The stubborn bastard made it all the way back to Thirdborn. We got him a sickbed, but we knew he didn't have long. Yeah. You ever had to watch someone fade away? When it's slow and agonizing, no glory, no din of battle, no distractions. Then you know. It's like sitting still while someone drags rusty nails over your skin. Sitting there, I noticed that he was missing his badge. And all the time I'd known him, I'd never seen him take it off. Cruel irony, isn't it? He comes to our rescue, and in the process, he loses the thing that marks him as a soldier. I'm sorry, Envoy. I haven't talked about this in a while. I never thought I'd tell this story again. But there's something about the way you've led us, the clarity you've kept. Something about you that inspires confidence. Kind of like well, thanks. Just having his badge in hand means more than you know. There's just one last thing I've got to do. There's a memorial site with some cairns on the cliffs east of Thirdborn. One of those cairns is Tama's. It's time I said goodbye. He used to complain his house in Thirdborn never got enough of a cross breeze. I actually think he would have liked a spot on the cliffs overlooking the sea. I hope so, anyway. Let's go.
And don't forget to pick up Sand Shroud. The cutscene is going to interrupt your looting, and that's a 10% chance to avoid range damage. This seems like it's really good. However, what it doesn't apply to is range spells. It only applies to arrows and thrown items. It does not apply to range spells, which lessens the usefulness of it. Okay, so we're gonna go back north here and around the corner. And yes, I know I did level up. I'm gonna do that here in a second. Is here.
Hey, you there. Got some interesting wares if you've got coin.
Bunch of grog, bunch of food.
Good. Looks like you're still in one piece. What can Ihaka get for you? Come on! How many things have tried to kill you today? The dream thralls will eat you for lunch if the spiders don't get to you first. Me? I do fine. I know how to move without being seen. But other travelers aren't that lucky. So, share the wealth. That's what they say. They are. I'm sure their owners were sorry to be relieved of them. But that's the way it is in this desert. Their loss is your gain. Hmm?
Okay, so we're going to pick up the corrupted Adra here. But there's also a treasure map for the robe of the arcane cheater. Okay, you don't have to pick any of these up. You can find these treasure stashes on your own. But this will give us an idea about where it is. Now, I think, yeah, she has lockpicks. We don't need anything. Everything else is superb quality. But while we're here, let's sell all of this off. So we've got quite a bit of gold now, which is good. We've got 4 corrupted Adra, so we only need 1 more to be able to get the Disappointer up to superb quality. We do want to break down the exceptional bow, though, for some petrified wood branches and the wand as well. So I think we're good. So let's look at our character here. For the Ranger, we're now level 18, so that unlocks both of these. So we're now up to 15% increase in critical hit chance. And 35% damage against unaware enemies. So if I go to my companions, all have an upgrade. Okay, and now on my character, for my point here, I'm going to keep going into perception. Gets me up to 25% critical hit chance. Now if I look at my critical hit chance, it's 40%. So now when I start looking at jewelry that I want to wear and that sort of stuff. Start looking at things that are going to add on to that. So the painter's brush, it's me now up to 45%. And so the Ring of Elemental Balance is good. So what's the other ring? Oh, I know I don't have it yet. But the Ring of Pain Amplification I can have as well. And Ring of Elemental Balance. So now 45% critical hit chance and 65% critical hit damage bonus. That's massive. Now we're starting to get into the I don't care who you are. We're going to one hit you with a crit type of thing. And that's kind of where we're going with this build. Okay, so we can continue down. Just check this corner down here, because I think there is, yeah, there is. Okay.
Nothing like a win with a good team.
So we'll just finish clearing this little area out here. Okay, yeah, we've been this way because you go that way. Okay, so what we're going to do now is kind of prep for next week's episode. And next week's episode, we're going to be going through Ringgrim's Domain, part of the main quest line. We're going to have a quest here, and then we're going to have a quest up here in Naku Kubel to finish off the main quest line. So next week, we're going to do Ringgrim's Domain, and then we're going to continue searching through the Great Sand Sea down here. There's a few things for us to do and to open up down here in this section. There's a lot of exploring, but it's a lot of open area. So there's not a whole lot of stuff to find in here. But we do want to kind of walk over to where Ringgrim's is. And we'll start off next week doing that. And I've got a couple of chests in here that I didn't get. That's not going to get me. There is a way, pretty sure, to get up there. Maybe I'm wrong. Can't remember if there almost fell off. Can't remember if there's a way or not. Trying not to fall off again. It looks like I'm hitting a wall here, so there might not be a way up there. Oh yeah, there is. And there's nothing up here. Oh, there's another way over here. They much easier. Oh, I remember exploring this. Yeah. No, there's a bunch of stuff you can parkour over here. You can jump over there and everything, but there's nothing there. Yeah, I remember this. Okay, so let's head over to Rimgrim's here. There is another encounter here, but you don't have to do this one. I don't think there's anything to this one.
Beware, Outlander. A fiend haunts these lands of such beauty and terror that a mere glance could unravel your courage. Yes. A cold heart beats in her chest, starved of love or mercy, like the frozen breath of Rimagond. Do not seek her out. Spare yourself my awful fate. Then throw yourself into the ocean, to be battered to death in Andra's watery hall. That would be a kinder fate. I sought the archmage to conquer my fear of death, to keep Berith at bay. But Reengrim, her help came at a terrible cost. She showed me how I'm going to die. And it's more awful than I could have imagined. I'm going to be trampled to death by wild horses. I have yet to see a horse in the living lands, but that just means they could be around any corner. Are you trying to cheer me up? Because, well, maybe it worked a bit.
Oh, good. Someone who can understand your rambling, envoy.
Now be gone, Outlander. Guard your mind and soul, for the Archmage of Terror haunts the living lands. Beware.
Okay, so again, not something that you have to do, because there's nothing else up here to explore or deal with. And we're going to actually stop today by going to camp. 'Cause I'm gonna do some final upgrade or some upgrades here before I go into this. So we'll drop a save here. And that's going to be a good point for us to end the episode today. So, as always, thank you all for being here. I always appreciate seeing my community show up to the live streams. Thank you very much, because as I always say, without your support, none of this would be possible. This is Commander Jorval saying until next time, fare thee well.